All right, I think we're live. I think we're live. All right, guys. I'm gonna recap week 5. Mainly just gonna answer 3 questions today. By myself today. Andrew couldn't make it, so it's probably gonna be short and sweet unless we have some guests that want to come up. But we're gonna address some questions in the NFL. I want to talk a little bit about Robert Saleh getting fired. Talk about whether that's a good move or a bad move. Also, um, the two undefeated teams left, the Chiefs and the Vikings. Going to talk about which one will drop first, which one we think will drop first. And then on the last one, we're going to talk about who's the favorite in each division as of today. So before we get into that, looks like we got a guest already on TikTok. So let's go ahead and bring him up. That's if he's still there. I'm not sure if he's still there. Yo, can you hear me? I guess he's not there. Um, Try to request back up, man. All right. So let me just give him some time, see if he wants to request back up. If not, we'll go ahead and jump in. All right, so no guests right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump in. So, yeah, so the Jets fired Robert Saleh. We want to talk about if that's a good pick or a good look or a bad look. Me personally, I think it's a bad look. Um, I got another guest. Give me a second. What's up, man? What's up?
What's up?
How old are you, man?
Huh?
How old are you? All right. I don't think that guy. All right. So Saleh, I think it's a bad move. In my opinion, if Saleh goes, Nathaniel Hackett has to go. Now I have a lot more good than bad to say about Saleh, but I can understand why they let him go. I mean, the guy signed a contract in 2021, and he's had 3 years to turn the club around, and he never did that. But so I also feel like leadership wise, he acted more like a defensive coordinator than a head coach. And I think he's a very good defensive coordinator. I mean, the Jets defense was very good. Um, and Saleh is a defensive guy. He's a defensive guy. And I think firing Saleh is kind of like firing Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy, but their offense struggles. I mean, you see their offense scoring some more points this year down in Pittsburgh, but Mike Tomlin is a defensive guy at the end of the day, and Mike Tomlin has been dealing with some struggling offenses, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to get rid of Mike Tomlin, and that's why I'm against getting rid of Saleh. Saleh is not the issue in my opinion, but I can't defend Saleh too much because he has been there since 2021 and he hasn't turned it around. Now, one thing I heard that the Jets did, I heard that the Jets told Saleh because they got a defensive coordinator, of course, in New York, and I guess they told Saleh like, hey, you just focus on the offense or focus on getting the offense good and don't worry about the defense anymore. Well, that's kind of I don't know how true that is. That's what I heard. I'm just saying, asking a defensive guy to take care of the offense, you're pretty much setting them up for success. And I mean, to see Nathaniel Hackett stay, yet Aaron Rodgers Saleh had to go. That just tells you who really run stuff there, and it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Saleh, and this is why I can't really defend Saleh's leadership qualities because as a head coach, you coach the players. The players should not be coaching you. The players should not be running stuff and things like that. But I want to dig a little bit deeper into that. But looks like we do have a guest. Good old Zach. Go ahead and bring you up, buddy. What's up, brother? Go Eagles. Yeah, Trent. Y'all coming off the bye week. What's up, Zach?
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, no, man. Just here by myself tonight. Andrew couldn't make it, but yeah, just going over these three questions.
All right, let's see. So the Jets fire the head coach. Good or bad look? 100% terrible look. I think that's awful. Which undefeated team will drop first? Probably Kansas City. Who's the favorite in each division as today? God, that's a good question. What do you think about that?
Yeah. We'll go down the line. So I was kind of touching on Salah before he came up. I kind of agree. It's a bad look. Now Salah's been there since 2021, so he has like I have more good than bad to say about Salah, but I can't defend him too much. I mean, he's been there since 2021 and he hasn't changed things. However, one thing I'm against getting rid of Salah before getting rid of Hackett. I think Hackett, I mean, because Salah is a defensive guy. He's not an offensive guy. But, as a head coach, it is your responsibility to make sure the offense shows up and things like that, especially when the franchise went all in on Aaron Rodgers. But Nathaniel Hackett is arguably the worst offensive coordinator in the league. So to keep him and let go of Salah, that kind of shows you who's wearing the pants in New York. I think it's Rodgers and like no one else. I just feel like,
The owner of the Jets called him like 35 minutes before they announced the firing of Robert Saleh. And then Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee and wants everybody to believe that, oh, no, we didn't talk about it at all. I had no idea. I respect this guy so much. Well, then why didn't you check him on the sideline when he went to go, give you a little hug or clap? You shoved the guy away. That's the thing is like, it's the Rodgers show. And I think the Jets brought him on for specifically that reason, right?
Yeah.
They brought him on 100% to be like, this is your team.
Yeah.
This is your show.
Yeah.
Get us a Super Bowl. And he's like, that's all right. I'm the next Tom Brady. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like, yes, I think their initial, you see, we got a comment says Rodgers has leverage. I have no idea how he has leverage. I mean, he hasn't been performing. I mean, they're paying the guy. So, I mean, you can't really, I don't know. We'll get back to that comment. But going back to what you said, hold on, can you just repeat what you said real fast?
Oh, yeah. It's the Rodgers show. I think the Jets brought him on to run the show, and Aaron Rodgers goes, oh, no worries. I'm the next Tom Brady. I'll bring you guys a Super Bowl. Easy peasy. I'm the greatest quarterback to ever play football. And I think coming from a Green Bay fan, for a long time we thought that way.
Yeah.
But you have to reevaluate. No one wanted to give Mike McCarthy any credit for anything that the Green Bay Packers did. And then he goes to Dallas, and he's doing the same thing he was doing in Green Bay. Everyone was saying, well, it's all Aaron Rodgers make Mike McCarthy the guy he is. And then Matt LaFleur comes into Green Bay, performs actually better post-Rodgers, I think, so far. And then you got Mike McCarthy doing what he did in Green Bay, down in Dallas. And now you got Aaron Rodgers, 40 years old, coming off an Achilles tendon, 2-3.
Yeah. I think Mike McCarthy made Nathaniel Hackett more than anything.
For sure.
But going back to Aaron Rodgers and going to the Jets, I think initially, yes, their plan was to win the Super Bowl. They had that defense. Garrett Wilson was a promising rookie. I think initially that was a plan. But at the end of the day, I think Rodgers is just there to save a dying franchise. I mean, like if you're a Jets fan, don't take this too personally, but that front office in New York is bad. That front office is bad. So it doesn't surprise me that their first move was get rid of Salah. I personally don't think. I mean, it's kind of like getting rid of Mike Tomlin from the Steelers. He's a defensive guy. Their offense struggles, but Pittsburgh's not going to fire Tomlin. They know that's not the issue. But I think Rodgers is there more to make the Jets be hopeful more than win a Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say, if we were having this conversation last year, obviously I think we're in agreement with last year. But if we were having this conversation last year, I disagree. Now, this year, yeah, I think that's really just kind of what I think they just want to stay competitive right now. with Rodgers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, your shots at contender. I mean, sure, you can go out and win the rest of the season here. That gives you a shot, but
yeah,
let's be honest, that's not happening.
I mean, I will say this though, like if nothing changes, I mean, you really got to start questioning, is Rodgers the issue? I mean, like people already think Rodgers is the issue, but like if you let go of Saleh because you're trying to save the season and nothing changes and you still continue to go downhill, I don't really think Saleh was the issue. I think it was more of Hackett and Rodgers, but time will tell on that.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think Saleh's going to get picked up. I'm not sure if he's going to get picked up as a head coach, but I do think he's a good defensive coordinator. I think he's a defensive guy. When the Packers were looking to replace Joe Barry, I was kind of hoping Robert Saleh would come, but I was like, nah, he wouldn't leave his head coach job. But I mean, it turns out that the new DC we got is doing good. So I mean, it all turned out good for us. But yeah, I want to talk on that second question because I kind of disagree. I think Kansas, you said Kansas City was going to fall first, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I got Minnesota, man. If you look at Minnesota's next two games, I think they're very losable, man. I just, and the thing I like about the Chiefs is like Mahomes can like not be dominant and they'll still win. I don't like he can have a bad game and the Chiefs can still win. I don't think that's the case with Minnesota. I think if Sam Darnold does not come through week in and week out, I mean, yeah, they're gonna go down. The Chiefs, on the other hand, they're a championship team, man. They know how to win, even if Mahomes does good, if he's not too good. And I think the Vikings, I think next two games, I think one is against the Lions. I don't know what the other one is against. I could definitely see them dropping, especially with Aaron Jones. I don't know if he's out. I know he has a hip injury, but if he goes down, yeah, it's going to be all on Sam Darnold. I don't know who their backup is.
Yeah, I think so. Nick Mullins is going to be their backup quarterback there, and I think Aaron Jones is going to be out. I think they're saying 4 weeks right now is the last I heard. I'm not up to date on all that. But last I heard was 4 weeks for Jones. I'd have to disagree with you on that because I think.
So you like Minnesota then? You have to like Minnesota.
I mean, I live in Minnesota, so there's a little bit of bias.
Yeah.
But I'm a Packer fan, but I would rather Minnesota win it all, than the Chiefs to go for a three-peat personally. Because I'm just tired of watching the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
But I would have to disagree because I think, Sam Darnold last week, he didn't really show up. He was under 200 yards, no touchdowns, and interception. I mean, that's about as absent as a performance as you can be without literally not playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at like Kansas City. I mean, they're one drive away from being 1-4 right now. Like it's came down to just they've been on the winning side of the field the last 4 weeks, except for obviously against the Chargers there, they actually looked really good. But now they're bruised and battered. Week 1 through 4, they had all their guys except for Pacheco, and then they've just been getting knocked down every single week, one more peg. And then Kelsey all of a sudden decides to show up last Sunday, all of a sudden out of nowhere, when he had 46 yards or something like that before week 5, and now he's actually playing football again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, the Lions are a good team. Don't get me wrong. The Lions are a team to be afraid of, and I think the NFC North is the toughest division in football right now. It's the only division
hands
where
down.
teams over 500.
Yeah, hands down, it's the best division. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking about the Lions, man, like, I think like the Lions are really like no one's really talking about the Lions right now, and I think like we can't forget about the Lions. They're a very good team, especially when Goff is not turning the ball over. Like they are tough to beat. Now, as a Packers fan, I like the matchup Packers against Lions. Like I think we match up against them very well. But I mean, in my opinion, the Lions could be anyone on any given day. Like I think they're a very good team. I mean, everyone knows they're good. It's just that no one's really talking about them right now.
I think they're getting a little overshadowed with 5-0 Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then, when you want to talk about good in our division, you talk about 5-0 Vikings. And then when you want to talk about not performing to expectations, you kind of talk about what's going on in Green Bay a little bit here. I mean, as a Packer fan, I'm thinking we're doing good. I like the way we look. I like the way the rest of the season could play out. But from an outside perspective, coming into the season, I don't think people were thinking, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions against the Vikings. I think they were thinking 38-0 Packer win.
Yeah.
No turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely saw no turnovers just because of the game last year on New Year's. Love kind of picked them apart, but I mean they came in, man, and they went after that knee. They brought a lot of pressure, and even against the Rams, they brought a lot of pressure against Jay Love. So I mean they know he got that knee. I personally don't believe Love is 100%, but I do think he's good enough to play. I mean he's doing well. I mean the Rams are well coached. I think Sean McVay is a very good team. So for Love to go on the road and beat him, I mean that shows me he's healthy enough to play. But yeah. So yeah, man. I want to do number 3 with you. Who's a favorite in East Division? I got mine written down. I want to see if you want to go through it. I know you said earlier it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but yeah, if you want to go through the list here, we can. Are we talking like just favorite team popularity or favorite to end up going to the playoffs or what?
Yeah, favorite to win the division as of today.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll save the North for last. AFC West, I got the Chiefs. I think.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs easy for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people are high on the Chargers this year. But man, the Chiefs are so tough to beat. Like you said, like one drive and they find a way to win all of them at the end. Like that's crazy. Like not a lot of teams can do that, man.
No, yeah, Chiefs easily. I think. I mean, some of their players are going to come back. I mean, I know Pacheco's done for the season. I know Rashid Rice. I think ACL. I think he's done for the season. But you still got Worthy. If Steele stops eating 10 pounds of butter before every game and hands on the ball a little bit, you have a half-decent running back there. So, I mean, they still got – and obviously you got Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. So,
yeah. And their defense is always going to keep them in the game. I think they only gave up 13 to the Saints, and the Saints were putting up points for a while.
Yeah, I mean, first 3 weeks of the season, Saints were, one of the greatest teams we've ever seen play. What were they? I think it was their first – 6 drives or 7 drives of every game. It was something like because Derek Carr went and scored a touchdown in every drive for like 2 or 3 games. I think it was. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. All right. AFC North. I got the Ravens, but I really do like I know the Bengals are 1-4. I believe. For some reason I didn't come prepared today. I don't have the laptop, but the Bengals, I'm not so quick to jump off boat on the Bengals. I have the Ravens favored, but the Bengals should have beat the Ravens this past week. And if you look at Mahomes' numbers, not Mahomes, Burrow's numbers, the guy went off. He went off. I feel bad that he didn't win that game. I think they had a missed field goal in overtime. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the Bengals should have won that game.
Yeah, I mean, they were neck and neck. Yeah, it was overtime, missed field goal. I mean, it was a decent distance field goal, but they just kind of missed it a little bit. Give the ball to the Ravens, and the Ravens just won at the end. But I mean, watching that game, you're thinking Bengals most of the time, and then the Ravens just figure it out. And Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, that's a deadly combo, though. That's a deadly combo. I think I would, if I was to put money on it, I would probably say Baltimore, but like you're saying, I like Joe Burrow, and I like the Bengals as the comeback team of the year to come back and win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Ravens because, I mean, even if we look on the other side of the ball, I don't trust Cincinnati's defense, man. I don't think their defense is good. I mean, they put up, I don't know what the final score was. I think it was 41-38. I mean, they put up 38 points and still lost. So I definitely don't like the Bengals defense. Ravens, I think their defense was better last year, but they still got a good defense. I think they still got a good defense, and there's days where they definitely come to play. Against Burrow, they didn't come to play, but I mean, I definitely got Ravens. I'll
let
you go first on this one. Who you got in the NFC East?
NFC East.
You got Commanders, Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants. Which the Giants do not look as bad as we thought, but
I know, because I'm thinking, I'm like, at the beginning of the season, I would have undoubtedly told you that Cowboys.
really,
Now I'm thinking Commanders. Then I go back 2 weeks and I go, well, fucking hey, the Giants don't look nearly as bad as they should right now. So that's a good division, but I think I want to give it to Washington. I think the Commanders I can see, because the Cowboys, something about them this year, something's not going right. I don't watch enough Cowboys football to know what that is, but something's not going right down in Dallas.
yeah. Hold up, I think we got no. He went off. I thought we had another guest, but yeah, I'm gonna take a different route. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think if they can just hand the ball off to Saquon, they can have a chance in a lot of these games. I think their head coach is getting criticized for not handing the ball off to Saquon that often, which I think he should. I mean, yeah, I mean you went out and got him for a reason. But like, I mean, even against the Packers week 1, he looked very good. I think in week 2 he had over 100 yards, and then I think week 3 that's when Sirianni got criticized for not giving him the ball. I think Jalen Hurts, kind of like how I feel about Love, if he could just not turn the ball over, which is easier said than done with Jalen Hurts, because he leads the league in. I know he leads the league in turnovers this year, I think, and then last year I know for sure he led the league in. Yeah, so he's been a turnover machine. I mean, but like if Jalen just doesn't turn the ball over, the Eagles can be a good team. I think they're very talented on offense. I don't really see many offenses out there that are more talented than the Eagles. But yeah, I definitely got the Eagles. I actually got the Eagles winning the division by more than 2 games, but that was preseason. Now, I don't know. I think the Commanders will give them a run for their money more than the Cowboys will.
Do you want to drop me off and then I'll rejoin? I got that echo going on again. My phone's like fucked.
Yeah, for sure. All right, hello. Yeah, what's up, man?
Not much, just disappointed in the goddamn Raiders as normal. I'm a diehard Raiders fan, man. It's fucking done watching us lose.
Yeah, I guess you're not happy with Devontae wanting out.
At this point, I really don't care.
Yeah, I heard that y'all are switching starting quarterbacks again this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But
Who knows?
So what? You think they trade him?
Yeah, I think you trade Devontae.
Yeah. What would you like to see the Raiders get for him?
Fuck, I hopefully
Like
a second or third round pick, man.
Okay, so you'd be happy with just picks? You like no players is cool.
Right now, I don't think there's any players that are actually good enough to trade for Devontae. To be honest.
Yeah. I think y'all should get picks, man. Yeah, if the guy's not happy, I mean, he's just gonna be a parasite in that locker room if he's not happy. So it's probably is best to get rid of him. But hold on, we got some more guests that want to come on.
All right, I think I fixed my phone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you good. I think there's one more. Let's go ahead and give this guy the floor. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on?
What's up? What do you want to talk about?
So, boss.
Nothing much, man. Just I'm in the middle of a hurricane right now, but I'm just chilling.
Okay. Who's your team?
That shit looks scary.
No, well, I took my mother and grandmother to Fort Myers, but I saw this live and I'm like, well, let me hop on here to see what's going on.
Who's your team, man?
I'm Buccaneers fan.
Okay. All right, cool. So what do you think about the Bucs this year? You think they're gonna win the South?
You know, it's gonna be battle with Kirk Cousins because he's already acclimated to, just a total difference in Atlanta, and also just having such like a young crowd around him. His average age on that team's 20, 24, 25, I think.
Yeah.
So he has just so much young raw talent around him that it's gonna be a battle no matter what.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, we have Evans, we have Godwin on an amazing spree right now. Rashad White's kind of in a slump. We got Bucky Irving, and I feel like we have a very good high chance. I'm not that worried about the Saints because I feel like we could definitely, if we just kick into gear and really just sit down, have Baker throw the ball more, get a lot more targets to Mike, I feel like we'll definitely be over the Saints. And of course Panthers, that's fine. But Falcons is really all I'm worried about in the South right now.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins doesn't even look like he tore his Achilles. But right now, me and Zach, we were going through who we think is going to win the division as of today in each division. So I kind of want to continue with that. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, Corrigan, what do you think about number one? What do you think about the Jets firing the head coach?
I mean, I think hiring a head coach, at least they did it kind of early-ish, not mid-season, because hiring a new coach mid-season is always kind of a risk between, how is he going to change the, the momentum of the season? How is he going to make play changes? Is he going to swap the defense? Is he going to make a lot of changes during practice? Coach, a head coach is a really big mental aspect for the Jets as of right now. I feel like it's a smart move that they did it earlier. But other than that, I feel like it's really just trying to find the best key point to where he can get the head coach in early enough to where they can acclimate and just start producing more. Because they have Aaron Rodgers. They have one of the best quarterbacks in NFL today and in history.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's really it, man. That's all I can say because it's too early to tell what the hell's going to go on with them.
Yeah, well, time will tell if it was the right move or not. I kind of feel like it was just a way for them to save the season. I think they honestly just thought Saleh was not going to lead them anywhere. That's the only thing I could think of. But yeah, we're going through the division right now. If you want to stay for it, you can.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Hey, Zach, did you want to? I think we touched on the NFC East. Did you have anything left to say on that? Are you still echoing, by the way?
No, I got it fixed now. I just got to be careful where I touch on the fucking phone here. Or excuse me, sorry for my language, but I got to be careful where I touch on the phone because it breaks the whole thing. I'm like, what the? I don't get it.
Okay.
But I'm good now.
All right. Did you want to say anything on the NFC East before we move on?
No, I like your point on the NFC East. I mean, I agree 100%. Jalen, just throw it to your team. And you guys you'll win. That's all you got to do, man. Yeah. Everything else is set in stone. Hand the ball off or throw it to your team, one of the two.
Yeah, for sure. All right. NFC West.
Patriots take that easy. Patriots win.
No. NFC West. That's
sorry.
That's Niners, Seahawks, Arizona.
Rams and Cardinals.
Yeah, Rams and Cardinals. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's Seahawks. No. Rams. They have so much injuries right now. I feel bad. I'm really gonna say it's between the 49ers and Cardinals because Cardinals they're tied for first. Or no, sorry, they're tied for second right now in that conference. It's gonna be a battle between them because I feel like the Seahawks are gonna slip up eventually.
They kind of already are.
Mm-hmm.
I think they try.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go off pace here. I'm gonna take the Seahawks on this one. I just like the trend this season because Geno Smith played for the Jets for a while. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, I think he was a Jet. Yeah.
The Jets. Yeah.
So I like the trend of ex-Jet quarterbacks coming out and just whooping on the NFL. I want to see that continue, so I'm going to go Seahawks.
Yeah. So you think the Niners won't pull it together?
Now, the Niners, they don't look like a team that just almost won the Super Bowl last year. These guys look like a team that's got a lot to fix. They look good. I mean, Brock Purdy's still looking good.
Weren't they a little banged up? Like CMC's out, and then wasn't Samuel out for a while?
Yeah, Samuel was out for just a week, I think.
Yeah.
He was a questionable.
Yeah, so I mean they're going through some stuff too. Maybe not as bad as the Rams, but I know they're going through some stuff. I think I trust the 49ers more than I trust the Seahawks. I think I gotta trust that the Niners will turn it around. And even if they don't win, they're gonna be there at the end. Like, I mean, if the Seahawks take it, I think it's gonna be like a week 17 type of thing. Or week 18 type because they added a game. But yeah, I think they'll be there towards the end at least.
Absolutely.
For sure. My thing is, I think people are starting to learn how to play against Purdy a little more.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that CMC putting up 300 rushing yards threat constantly breathing down the back of your neck,
yeah,
that allows the DC to lean a little more into what Purdy does and doesn't do well. And I think a lot of teams are attacking Purdy really good right now, and that's why we're not seeing them, at Chiefs caliber or even at Vikings caliber right now, just because they don't have that crutch of, we need these must-gain yards, hand the ball off,
Yeah. I think as soon as I heard, is CMC going to be out for the whole season? No? Okay. Yeah, because I was like, without CMC, we're really going to figure out what Brock Purdy's about for sure. But we can move on. Let's go to the AFC East. We got Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots.
Yeah, that's got to be the Bills. If not the Bills, the Patriots. I mean,
you got the Patriots over Miami and Jets?
The Miami is going winless right now. They got there's this website, I forget what it's called right now. I got it at my work computer because I don't work, I read football stuff. But they have the easiest remaining schedule when you look at just the team's records that they have faced. They got the easiest in the NFL right now remaining, and I don't think they can win another game this season without Tua.
Well, Tua can come back though, right? They haven't ruled him out.
If he cares about his family and his life, I don't think he should ever play football ever again. That guy,
I can't.
You could throw a pebble or a cotton ball at his head, and he's at risk for a concussion. This guy needs to really reevaluate his career at this point.
Yeah, well, I got the Bills for sure. I think Josh Allen is just on another level. Going back with the Jets, they're a mess. They just fired their head coach. I don't trust them at all. Patriots, don't trust them at all either. And Miami, like you said, without Tua, they are possibly the worst team in the league without Tua. And it's sad to say that because they got Tyreek Hill, they got Waddle, but you're not going to hear much from those guys this year. So, and I heard there was rumors that Tyreek Hill already wants out. I don't know how true that is, but I heard rumors that he was kind of hinting that he wanted a trade. And I was like, man, like, come on, Miami paid you all that money and then the quarterback goes down, you want out already. But like I said, it's just a rumor. I don't know if that's true. Did you hear that?
I've heard some rumblings about it. I've seen some clips, people showing his face, and some sideline reactions and stuff. And I think if it comes out that Tyreek Hill wants to leave Miami for sure, that will give us a strong indication about whether or not Tua is going to play football for the Miami Dolphins ever again.
Yeah.
Because if Tyreek Hill believes Tua will come back and play football, I don't see him leaving. But if he knows that Tua will never play football for the Miami Dolphins, he wants out.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks because Miami, they were supposed to be playoff contenders this year, and Tua goes down, and all that's out the window, and then now you have Tyreek's rumor. Yeah, it sucks to be a Dolphins fan right now, for sure. Because I actually like that offense. Waddle, Tyreek, Tua, especially when Tua can stay healthy. I kind of like that offense. All right, but we'll move on. AFC South. I think you got Texans, Colts. Can't remember off the top of my head. Texans, Colts, AFC South. Dang, how can I not know that off the top of my head?
Titans are in the AFC South too, right?
Yeah.
Texans, Colts, Titans, and who else is out there?
I'm looking it up. Oh,
Oklahoma
Jaguars. No wonder why I can't remember. The Jaguars are terrible. All right, yeah. So
Yeah.
Texans, Colts, Titans, Jags. I'll be honest. 3 out of 4 of those teams are terrible.
Yeah, I mean it's Texans, right? I mean
Yeah.
is the Texans are playing in the Big Ten right now. I mean they're playing against college guys, so I think the Texans win without a doubt.
Yeah, the Texans have to win that. If they don't win, they beat themselves. But we got another guest. What's up, Travis?
Hey David, how you doing, man? I got a question for you.
What's up, dude?
For you and Zach.
What's up, man?
Already.
Is the Tampa Bay Saints game going to be canceled this Sunday?
No, it's getting moved, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and I heard they're supposed to play in New Orleans anyways, aren't they?
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people down in Florida right now. It sucks.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're playing in New Orleans.
Yeah, what's going down around Tampa is pretty bad news right now.
Yeah, they actually might not be playing there for a couple of weeks, depending how it goes. But yeah, I mean, because this is what the second hurricane within a month.
Yeah, and I think they got another one coming up. There's a potential tropical storm too that could come right after Milton, so it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I heard news that they moved it, man, to New Orleans. So yeah, the Bucs should still be playing this week.
The Bucs defense needs to get better. How did they give up 500 yards to a mediocre quarterback as Kirk Cousins?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Kirk mediocre. I would just call him untrustworthy.
We know that, David, from the NFC North, right, David?
Do what?
I know how bad Kirk Cousins can be in the NFC North. He used to play for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember that North is one of the toughest divisions in football to play at. So if you can put up a winning season in the NFC North, you got to be a pretty good player there, I think.
Yeah, and then don't remember, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings went 13-3 a few years ago. I mean, they blew it in the playoffs, but they went 13-3 like 2 or 3 years ago.
How about this Vikings team? They're 5-0.
Yeah, it's a long season, though. I mean, yes, Sam Darnold's playing well, but I mean, it's a long season. I think it's a little
Aaron
too.
Jones is hurt now. We don't know how long he's going to be out for.
I think Zach said 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks is what I've heard most recently. Could be longer, could be shorter. Kind of depends on
How
what this guy's.
bad was the injury?
I think it's something to do with the hip. I'm not well read up. I just heard it was about 4 weeks, but I think it's something to do with his hip because I know he was all wrapped up last week in London from his hip down to his knee.
He had the same problem when he played in Green Bay, too.
Do what?
He had the same problem in Green Bay.
Oh,
Yeah, he's very injury prone. I think
I think in
before
Green.
in the Green Bay in the office up there, I think they got rid of him at a good time.
Yeah, I think. I hate to say this because I'm an Aaron Jones fan, but like he was playing very well. But then I was like, man, like it would suck if he goes down with the injury because like I was like he's playing like I think he gave the Packers 5 good weeks at the end of the season last year, but before that you didn't see too much of him. So he was getting
David,
getting.
David, it was 6.
Oh, okay. And then
We beat the Cowboys, too.
yeah, and then this year, we were getting to week 5, and I was like, hopefully he can run it out. But I mean, he went down. But the hip is new. In Green Bay, it was his hamstring. The hip is new.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it could still be the hamstring. I know it's got to be north of the knee, south of the hip, from what I've seen. I haven't really looked into it too much, but I think that's what I heard. Don't quote me on that though.
And I
Yeah.
would add one more thing before I get it. You think the Vikings Lions game is gonna be flexed to Sunday night?
No. It's too nah. They won't flex anything this early. Maybe at the end of the year, yeah, but nah, this early they're gonna keep the schedule as is.
What are you, Zach? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the same page as David. It is probably just gonna roll on for now.
What yeah,
What's your biggest upset in the NFL this week?
biggest upset? Let me look at the games.
I'm going for the Bears to lose to Jacksonville. That'd be kind of funny.
Bills to lose to who?
Yeah, I would like to see the Bears lose to Jacksonville. I'd like to see the Bears lose every game this rest of the season. I got my prediction is Bears 5-12.
Dang, you don't dang. I mean they already have 3 wins though.
Yeah, and they got the number 1 toughest schedule remaining in the NFL. They played the Vikings twice, they played the Lions twice, and they played Green Bay twice.
And they still got to play the Vikings too.
Mm-hmm. 2 times, yep.
And Caleb Williams is going to be squished like a pancake when he plays the Vikings.
I think
Still has more. Good.
I think my upset of the week. I don't know who's Travis. You might know who's favored in the Detroit Dallas game.
Detroit, I'm going for Dallas.
Okay. I think
Vegas has Detroit winning.
okay. I can see that being an upset then. I can see Dallas
my
winning.
one take for Detroit is don't get me wrong, David. I might need your help on this one.
Yeah, I came unprepared. I don't have my laptop. That's why I'm like,
That's
oh.
why I need Zach's help. My one concern for Detroit is who do they have on their defensive line besides Aiden Hutchinson? On that ever end, nobody.
I'm more concerned about their secondary than their line.
Zach, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I would have to go with David again too. I mean, when you have Ian Hutchinson, you put your best guy on him, right? But the problem is you can't. The number 1 lineman on the offensive line is always the left guard, right? Because that's their blind side blocker. So ideally, you would want to put your best guy on Aiden Hutchinson, but you can't take your left guard out and put him anywhere else because that leaves a weaker defense on the blind side quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's part of the thing about Aiden Hutchinson is you put your best guy over on him and he flops to the other side, which always leaves the weaker defender or the weaker offensive player on any of the other weaker Bears linemen, which just allows them to play better on the defensive line because of just one guy.
You think Alan Glenn will be fired at some point this season?
Who?
Alan Glenn.
Aaron Gwynn?
Glenn, the Lions defensive coordinator.
Not with how well they're playing right now, no.
Yeah.
If they start losing 5 games in a row, maybe.
Nah, yeah, I think he's good. I actually see CeeDee Lamb having a big game in that Detroit Dallas game. Another upset to watch is Washington over Baltimore.
Well, that might be the game of the year.
Yeah, the way both teams are playing, yeah, maybe. Because
the title of the game is Cincinnati plays the Giants Sunday night. Nap game.
Cincinnati and Giants on Sunday night.
Yes.
We got another guest coming up.
Hey, Kyle. No.
No, he went off. Never mind. All right, Travis. Was there anything else, man?
Nope, I gotta warn my battery's gonna die and I gotta get to bed. I have to go to work tomorrow.
All right, later, man.
All
Take
right,
care.
have a good night, Travis.
All right, so let's just touch on this last NFC South: Bucks, Saints, Carolina, and New Orleans.
I think I'm gonna take the Bucks here. I like Baker Mayfield. I like what he's doing down there.
Yeah, I got the Bucks too. I think Andrew, after week 1, said he had the he had the Saints. I was like, dude, that's a hot take. But then they started playing good. But nah, I got the Bucks, man. I think the Bucks and the Saints have already played this year, right? Oh no, they play this
I
weekend.
think so.
They play this weekend.
What's up?
Yo, what's up, Kyle?
Hey, Kyle. Oh, did we lose him again?
Nah, he's still there, I think.
Oh,
Yo, Kyle,
I got a little coffee. Oh, there we go.
I got a question.
what's up, man?
All right. So do you guys think I should trade Brian Robinson? Because I don't know if it was just game script, but that last game where he only had 7 rush attempts, and then Eckler kind of had more. The third running back is, but I saw that he was in. So do you think I should just trade B-Rob? Because my other running back is Aaron Jones, and I
Nah,
have him handcuffed with Ty Chandler, but
I'll be honest, man. We don't talk fantasy here, but I mean, I'll answer the question. I think you should keep Bijan. They're going up against Carolina this weekend, man.
no, I got Brian Robinson.
Oh, well, I mean, you Aaron Jones ain't gonna give you any points this year or this week. I mean,
So should I just start Ty Chandler? You think that's better?
I wouldn't start any Vikings player this week, considering they have a bye week.
Or the week after, if Aaron Jones is still out, do you think it'd be worth starting Ty Chandler?
I mean, you could. I mean, they're only going to hand off the ball to, him. So
yeah,
if they hand it off at all.
yeah. All right, Kyle. Thanks for coming up, bro. All right. Yeah, man. That's all I wanted to touch on. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before I hop off?
No, I'm good. I'm excited for this week. It's a good NFL week when you know for a fact that the Vikings will not win this week.
Wait, okay. I want to ask you, since you're a Packers fan and then you live in Minnesota, which makes it a little bit more funny. Like, who do you think is the biggest rival for Green Bay right now? Like, I think if we were to say all time, we would say Bears, of course. But right now, who do you think is the biggest rival?
Since I live in Minnesota, the amount of agitation you can cause by wearing a Packers hat in any Minnesota bar, from Duluth to New Prague or from Moorhead down to Minneapolis, every single person in Minnesota will violently assault you for being a Packers fan. Not actually, but I mean, I have loved ones that I share a home with who will revel and bask in the agony I have when the Packers lose. So I think that's the Packers' biggest rivalry. I love every time the Packers and Vikings play. It's one of my favorite times of the year, and we get it twice, and it's immaculate. And that's my favorite rivalry. And I think that's the Packers' biggest rivalry because it just doesn't have the same ring. I mean, obviously the Bears, that's historic, but I look at the Bears-Lions game, I go, Packers win, Packers win, Packers win. But Vikings, it's always going to be just a slobber knocker through and through.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Minnesota Stadium, but I think I got a couple that I want to check off first, just simply because Minnesota's a dome. Like, if it was the outside, I think I would hit it up. But since it's a dome, I think I'd rather hit up other stadiums first. But, I mean, yeah, I've always wanted to catch a Minnesota game or a Packer-Minnesota game in Minnesota. It sounds like fun. As much as, like, they're a rival and everything, I mean, every time they have a home game, man, those fans come out.
Yeah, well, I read something about the Green Bay Packers have one of the most well-traveling fan bases.
Yeah.
I was hearing people being like, "Oh, I can't believe the Packers beat the Rams at home," and then people were going,
Yeah.
"We call that a home game and something else," because
It's true.
10, 15, 20% of the stadium, every single place they go in the country, don't matter.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Even when I went to have you been to Lambeau?
I've toured Lambeau in the off season. I haven't had the chance of being graced to go to a Packers live regular season game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I went to, I've been to Lambeau twice, and both times, man, you meet people from other countries, man. And like, you tell them, like, oh, what brought you here? And they're like, oh, they just wanted to watch the Packers play. I was like, dang, like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's actually pretty cool that you flew to the U.S. just to watch the Packers play. Like, I think that's pretty cool.
People call Pitbull Mr. Worldwide, but nah, it's the Green Bay Packers. That's Mr. Worldwide right there.
Yeah, for sure. But that's funny. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on and getting on with me. I know Andrew couldn't make it, but yeah, man, you're always welcome on, man. I appreciate you coming up all the time.
Of course, man. Every time I see you, I'll always request. You guys have a good one, and hope to see Andrew next time.
All right, man. Go Pack, go. I'll see you later, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye. All right, go Pack, go. On to the next Cardinals this weekend. I think we'll do game picks later on in the week, and then of course Packer recap after the game. So see you guys on the next one.